Today we have quite the fight on our hands. Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet versus Spectre, the Servant of God. Who wins? Well, let's find out. Thanos is an Eternal with the Deviant gene, making him unique and extremely powerful, even amongst his own kind. Above all else, Thanos loves and worships Mistress Death, the embodying entity of death in the Marvel Universe. Few can equal his intelligence, strength, and ambition for power. He's one of the Cosmic Cube, the Infinity Gauntlet, and even the heart of the universe. Now, the Infinity Gauntlet is one of the most powerful artifacts in the Marvel Universe, and is composed of the 6 Infinity Gems: the Soul Gem, the Mind Gem, the Power Gem, the Time Gem, the Space Gem, and the Reality Gem. When Thanos wielded the Infinity Gauntlet, it gave him much more power than even the Cosmic Cube did. And according to the Mad Titan, it gave him the power to become God. Not a god like Thor or Hercules, but God. He also declares himself the supreme being of the universe, and not just one universe, but all universes. But saying that he's God and the supreme being of all universes clearly shows that the power went to his head. He was a bit too full of himself. He wasn't actually that powerful. Now with the gauntlet, Thanos is able to create life from nothing, and is powerful enough to destroy giant red stars, wipe out entire planets without even attacking it, and devastate Asgard. He was able to overwhelm Doctor Strange with a simple hand clap from several planets away, freeze time, shatter Captain America's shield with the Power Gem alone, and also defeat Mephisto even while they were in hell. He's durable enough to resist Master Order and Lord Chaos' attempts to erase him, withstand a blast from several abstract beings like Galactus and Mistress Death. Thanos went on to defeat Galactus, Eon, the Stranger, Master Order and Lord Chaos, Kronos, and even defeated Eternity. The guy is an enormous threat, one of the most powerful beings in all of Marvel Comics, and even wiped out half of the life in the universe with a simple snap of his fingers. And then in the other corner we have Spectre. The Spectre is a supernatural being of near unlimited might, whose mission is to unleash the Wrath of God upon evil men. He is always bound to the soul of a deceased human. 3 humans have been bound to the Spectre during the modern age, with Jim Corrigan being its current host. The Spectre is one of the most powerful magical and cosmic entities in the DC universe, capable of battling its foes like Anti-Monitor and Parallax. In theory, Spectre's power is nearly unlimited, but he's often kept in check by the presence and is limited in order to prevent the power from corrupting its host. Since he is a virtually omnipotent being, though, Spectre can do pretty much anything he desires and have any power in the book. He usually relies on flight, intangibility, invisibility, size manipulation, and a reality warping. But he can also do some more complex stuff, like traveling through dimensions, growing to the size of solar systems, draining life forces, and literally going into people's souls and psyches. And he's even shown that he can say the word Shazam and turn Shazam back into Billy Batson, something which originally only Billy was able to do. He's been able to defeat Zero-Hour Parallax, summon divine energies from hundreds of universes in order to defeat a reality warping demon, prevent universes from colliding into each other, and defeat powerful demon lords even while they were in hell. Then when Spectre was let loose and unbounded, he was able to defeat and depower 5th dimensional beings and kill Lords of Order and Chaos without much trouble. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, both of these guys are obviously insanely powerful, but right off the bat, I believe that Thanos is more powerful. A lot of Spectre's power is seen through spoken word, meaning that we hear more of what he's capable of doing than actually seeing it. Yeah, he's done some impressive things, like defeating the Wizard, defeating Zero-Hour Parallax, and reality warping demons. On the other hand, Thanos has a lot more impressive feats, namely, easily defeating abstract beings like Galactus, Eon, the Stranger, Master Order, and Lord Chaos, and even defeating Eternity. all of those guys that Thanos has defeated are arguably much more impressive than the ones that Spectre has gone up against. And then another thing that we've got to consider is that Thanos really doesn't have any limitations and will always be going all out. Spectre, on the other hand, is limited by his host, and the psyche of that host can limit the efficiency and power of the Spectre. For instance, Corrigan, the host that we're using in this fight, has a strong desire to become a living man again. This pretty much cut Spectre's power in half, and according to the Phantom Stranger, made him easily susceptible to beings that the Spectre could have easily overcome. This won't play well for him, considering that going up against Thanos will already be one of the hardest fights of his life. Now you might say, well, what if the Presence just gave the Spectre more power? Couldn't he defeat Thanos then? In theory, that's a possibility, but it's never actually worked that way. Like, the Spectre has always been seen as the Wrath of God and the Presence's power enforced. And yet, the Spectre has still lost fights, even against foes less powerful than him. If the Presence really wanted the Spectre to win every fight, then he would have amped his power in these fights that he lost, but he didn't. So it wouldn't make sense for the Presence to amp Spectre's power in this fight either. So at the end of the day, I see Thanos taking home the victory in this one, mostly because he has more power at his disposal, and Spectre's host really limits him. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts, so sign off in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe button, more videos just like this one every single day, and I'll see y'all next time.